out with her for fun. Must buy her a gift. I need to go home to see her. Come closer. You like cuddling me when you sleep. I'll be there for you tomorrow. Pick her up after my meeting ends. Let's go home. Go out with her for fun. Don't go. I'll be there for you tomorrow. Come closer. I need to go home to see her. Must buy her a gift. Pick her up after my meeting ends. I need to go home to see her.
Hello? Oh, hold on. Say something? Okay, hold on.
I'll be there for you
Say something?
tomorrow.
Hold on. Hold on. Now say something? It's the Discord audio like source. It just like it always breaks. Or it never works like it's supposed to. Oh,
Streamlabs.
there it is.
Yippee!
Yeah, Streamlabs. Piece of shit.
Come closer.
We wish we could be an OBS family.
Yeah. But OBS doesn't have chat
Doesn't
overlay.
have the features.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, but that's not sure. Haha. Hello. Oh, that background is so
Hello?
green. A very green background. Hold on. Oh, pink. Pink for love.
You're changing your lights.
Yeah, because the color that it was on was so not it. You are.
Must buy her a gift.
I can't. Okay. Nice tree.
Welcome to wedding.
Green.
Welcome to my wedding. My dual wedding. Getting married twice in one night.
Greedy. Greedy.
Hey, after how my polls went, I think I deserve it.
Mm.
Wake him up.
A few hours of
Wake
sleep is
up.
enough for me.
It's time to get married.
Sleeping with
As long as you
sunglasses.
feel like you've rested well.
That's how cool he is.
Oh well.
Or he has very sensitive eyes.
But they're supposed to be closed.
It's the sunlight, the light just is that strong,
Mhm.
even in darkness.
He lost his like sleep mask, so he's making do.
Okay. Okay. None of that made sense, but okay. I accept.
Well, there's got to be some logic to it because why else would he sleep with sunglasses on?
I'm so tired.
Stay strong for the wedding.
Say Sean. For two of them. 2 weddings.
2 weddings.
New area unlocked. Let's...
Is this the river of marriage?
This is
What?
our wedding venue, I think. Because we just decorate this whole place. And I just randomly picked some stuff.
It shouldn't be random, Cindy.
Too late. Where to visit the Whisper? Are you?
Ah.
Said after 100 days?
Oh.
What?
Ah.
Huh? I'm gonna change wind chime styles? Everyone-
Do they sound different?
Are you sure you want to accept the ceiling decor? Once accepted, its appearance as a decor cannot be changed, but you can still adjust how it looks in the venue. Oh. Oh! Okay. On. So... For... Oh! Not that one. I like the middle one. Not really sure what it does though. When the wind chime rings, it means a certain kitten is happily bouncing around. Okay. The wind chime motorcycle after the event.
Oh. Ah.
Oh, okay. Um. Okay. Oh. Oh. Maybe I picked the wrong wind chime. That's okay. Echo chime. Come back in 100 days to hear what he said?
What?
Huh? Okay, whatever. I'll be back in 100 days.
Oh my god. The dedication.
LOL. Alright, alright. Caleb's first. Let's get married, y'all.
So this is the card and not the
Yes.
event.
Not yes. Okay.
The data has been uploaded. Mission complete.
Hold on. Just turn the volume up a little bit. Okay. Finally, I'm free from my overtime shift. Ah, same. Light pierces the gray sky that the spatial anomaly has enshrouded. Standing under the trees, I watch as the distorted space before me disappears. For unstable, strange anomalies, hunters must promptly investigate and eliminate their energy sources. That's why my workload has increased recently. What happens if this whole like wedding theme is just like a dream? It's not real.
Uh,
Oh. Are you free to stop by the old house? Why are you there? And when did you return to Lincoln? Why didn't you tell me? Let's meet up. I also need your help with something. Okay. The ruins of our old house were cleared away a while back. Why is Caleb there? I slow down as I approach the familiar street on my motorcycle. As I turn the final corner, a rooftop, familiar yet strange, catches my attention. Isn't that where our old house used to be? I park my motorcycle and hurry over. Shocked, I see the home from my memories is standing before me. The scent of dry wood hangs in the air as I push open the gate to the front yard. I make my way inside and step over the stacks of wooden planks scattered across the ground. Is he rebuilding? A tall figure is on a ladder by the window. Caleb is wearing white gloves and hammering a nail into the window frame.
You're here. The news said the Hunters Association is busy dealing with all those anomalies lately. I was worried you might be swamped with work.
He tilts his head and raises his chin in my direction.
Screw.
I bend down to take a screw from the bag on the ground. I hand it to him, and the electric screwdriver whirs for a moment. Should we really be talking about that?
What do you want
What?
to talk about then? Did you eat? What did you have? Was it good?
I raise my hand to smack him, but then I remember he's still on the ladder, so I hold it steady instead. Did you hire someone to rebuild this place? I look around. The basic structure of the old house has been completely rebuilt. Only some of the interior is still unfinished.
I hired a professional team. They rebuilt it to the point where it's almost an exact copy.
You're only telling me about this now?
Would you join them if I told you earlier? I might as well wait until the house had taken shape.
So I'm here to be your cheerleader? I deliberately raise my arms to do an exaggerated cheerleading pose. You're so cool! You're so smart! Go, Caleb! Go, go, Caleb! Lol. Caleb takes off his gloves and taps my forehead.
I can hire professionals to rebuild the house, but the interior has to be done by me.
With sweat dripping from his face, he climbs down the ladder. I pick up a bottle of water from the ground, open it, and give it to him. I watch as he tilts his head back for a few sips. So Caleb, the master builder, finally realized he needed an assistant for the renovation.
I didn't want to bother a busy hunter like yourself with something simple. You might not find it worth your time.
He reaches past me to pick up a paper hat from the windowsill. I feel a slight weight on top of my head. Looking up, I can only see the brim of the hat.
That's why I decided to let you paint the walls.
He moves behind me and ties an apron around my waist.
Besides, it's a task that should be done by two people.
My heart skips a beat as he leans down. We make eye contact as he glances up. I lower my gaze and mutter under my breath. I think you got too used to bossing me around when we were kids, so now you want to relive the good old days?
Do you need a reenactment to remember who was actually bossing people around?
He gives me a knowing look and memories flash through my mind. I feel a twinge of guilt. I used to constantly pester him into helping me with all sorts of things. Ahem, we have a lot of walls to paint. If we don't start soon, we'll run out of time.
And since we're on the topic of reminiscence, I actually invited you here to help me remember how this place used to be furnished.
I pick up the paint roller, coat it with latex paint, and start applying it evenly to the wall. This color is similar to the original one.
It's not really popular anymore. I had to visit several stores before I found it.
Is that a thing? For house paint colors to go out of popularity?
Yeah.
It
There's
is?
trends for that. Yeah, there's trends for that kind of thing, just like anything.
Oh, damn. I don't know. I just think I don't know. It's if I'm looking for an off-white, I feel like I would just find off-white. I don't know.
But if
Maybe.
not a lot of people are using off-white because it's, it's not trending, then maybe it's a thing. They don't stock it.
Hot damn. Okay. They don't stock it. But like they have to make the paint.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I know there is varying popularity. Getting it after that, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. A question surfaces in my mind. After pondering for a bit, I glance at him. I purposely act nonchalant. What about the furniture? You can't possibly find stuff that's exactly like the original.
I found some old photos that were taken inside the house. I already brought them to a furniture store to have custom pieces made.
I didn't expect you to be so dedicated. Caleb slightly turns his head. His gaze softens as it sweeps across my face.
You don't want me to do this?
I didn't say that. Literally, I didn't say that. I turn away and watch the roller change the wall's color. Unlike layers of paint, the questions in my mind are impossible to smooth out. Is he doing this just because he misses the past? The sunset's final rays fall on the floor by the window. They illuminate the tiny dust particles floating in the air. Caleb and I sit side by side against the wall. While the room is still empty, scenes from our life here seem to materialize. If Grandma could see this, she'd be happy, right? Caleb wraps his arm around my shoulders.
Yeah, she would.
Aside from the tenderness in his eyes, a trace of melancholy briefly appears. Not wanting things to get too somber, I fidget with the paper hat in my hands. I fold its pointed tip inward. Your paper hat is a little boat now.
You're still not tired of this game, huh?
Caleb takes the little boat. He skillfully unfolds and refolds it. The paper in Caleb's hands quickly transforms into a new object.
Give me your
Dang,
hand.
reading is hard when I'm tired. Hot damn. A paper crane lands in my palm. I gently touch its wing with my finger. When I was little, I think I used to pester you about folding 1,000 paper cranes for me. Realizing I've unintentionally brought up the past, I quickly shift to a more light-hearted tone. The ones from before don't count. I'll keep this one safe, but you still owe me 999 paper cranes.
There's no such thing as a free meal.
LOL. Facts. Who said anything about that? Don't you think your accommodation tonight should come with a fee? 999 paper cranes in exchange for a soft, comfortable sofa is the deal of a lifetime. Caleb laughs as he tussles my hair.
You're twisting my words in your favor, but deal.
You do that to me all the time. I want that cloud pillow. Despite my day being hectic with work, I'm unable to sleep in my bed. As I toss and turn, the question keeps swirling in my mind. Even if I asked him, he probably wouldn't tell me the truth. Sounds from the living room make me open my eyes. Caleb? An inexplicable unease washes over me. I sit up in bed before I quickly walk out of the bedroom. excuse me. Faint moonlight outlines Caleb's sleeping figure. It causes the sounds he's making to be more distinct. Is he having a nightmare? Caleb's arm is draped across his forehead. The blanket is only up to his chest while sweat glistens on his neck. Is he having a nightmare? I gently shake Caleb's shoulder. Caleb, wake up. It looks like he heard me. He lowers his arm and furrows his brow. I touch Caleb's forehead. He opens his eyes and his gaze slowly focuses on what's around him. Wake up, bitch. Did you have a bad dream? He averts his gaze, yet he holds my hand that's resting on his forehead.
It was a confusing dream. I can't remember it well, now that I'm awake. Go back to bed.
He releases my hand and pats the back of it twice as if to reassure me. As expected, he avoids answering my question. I sit down on the carpet beside the sofa.
What's wrong?
I'll stay until you fall asleep.
Are you treating me like a child?
It's nice to be a kid every now and then. You'd always sneak me out to go on little adventures after I had nightmares. We'd play in the garden. Caleb looks taken aback for a moment. It's as if he didn't expect me to talk about the memories from when we first met.
Why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
Probably because it was the time when I most frequently had dreams. Or nightmares. I rest my head next to his. Under the hazy moonlight, we stare at each other. You still remember that place? He turns onto his side and uses his arm to cushion his head.
How could I forget? I wanted to escape to that place as much as you did.
That was a small garden. That was a small garden behind the shelter. It only had a few playgrounds worn down by the elements. During the Chrono Rift catastrophe, that place became even more derelict because of rampaging wanderers. But for children, broken slides, seesaws, and swings were more appealing than a shelter filled with crying and fear. And here I thought you were comforting me because of my nightmares. In reality, you were just using me as an excuse for your adventures. They were both orphans?
Luckily for us, you were a very effective excuse.
He tussles my hair.
I really didn't like staying in the shelter. But sneaking out alone to go on slides and stuff felt too childish.
They made me the immature one.
My job was to protect your childishness, thanks.
Then will you let me protect you after you have nightmares? Caleb is stunned, but he quickly regains his lighthearted smile.
Are you saying you think I'm childish?
A little bit, yeah. Yep. I poke his face. An actual mature person wouldn't refuse to admit they had nightmares. He lowers his gaze. He's looking at my finger that's touching his skin.
If I admit it, will you take me on an adventure?
Smiling, I grab his hand. I know the perfect place for one. The next day, Caleb and I travel across most of the city to reach an area that's become unfamiliar to us. The shelter from the Chrono Rift catastrophe has long since vanished in the city's reconstruction. The roads, nearly devoid of people, become narrower as we walk. Did it get demolished already? I mutter under my breath.
It's okay if that small garden disappeared, you know. These roads have an adventurous feel to them. And if we run into a wanderer, that'd definitely make me forget my nightmare.
I know he's trying to cover me with jokes, but I'm hoping that the place with our shared memories still exists. If finding wanderers works, you're welcome to become a hunter. I can guarantee you'll only have sweet dreams.
Okay, but I feel like I heard that before.
What? Becoming a hunter?
The last part.
Several words suddenly resurface in my mind.
Ah, I think.
I remember now. You were the one who said it. Sin, I promise to take you to a real paradise someday. It'll be a place with only sweet dreams. I move my head dramatically while mimicking teenage Caleb's voice. A hint of embarrassment gradually appears on his face.
Even though years have passed, you still remember that? Did you have a hidden recorder on you back then?
It was their first promise. Of course I'd remember. Caleb pauses. Joy briefly shines in his eyes.
The first one.
What? His warm hand grabs mine as he leads me forward.
Come on. Maybe that place is still there.
Resolved, we walk faster toward the end of the alley. The alley emits a faint pinkish purple glow. As I step into that light, the ground beneath my feet suddenly vanishes. He abducted me into another dimension?
What?
Oh fuck, we're at Disneyland. What awaited me wasn't the fall I had expected. I'm greeted by a weightless sensation. Throughout this dreamlike floating amusement park, colorful rides interweave with wispy clouds. Enormous planets hang in the pinkish purple sky, they're seemingly within reach. I float within Caleb's line of sight. The light and I are embraced by his gaze. When did this place become a spatial anomaly?
At least it's still a playground. It even looks like what we imagined as kids.
In this weightless space, Caleb floats toward me with effortless grace. It's unlike my unsteady wobbling.
Warning. Unstable fluctuations detected. Please locate the energy source and eliminate it.
This place is huge and we're just floating around. Who knows how long it'll take for us to find it.
Perfect. Now we have enough time for an adventure. If you don't want to float away, don't let go of me.
Okay. He takes my hand and I instantly feel that familiar gravity. I think I can walk on thin air. Holding Caleb's hand, I take a few steps, and then I find myself jumping for joy. Caleb, I feel like this place was made for your evil.
I'd rather believe this place exists because of our promise.
Yawn.
No yawn. You got a big day ahead of you.
No yawn. Holy marriage.
Mm-hmm.
He leads me through the air as brilliant, colorful amusement park rides float around us. Each one seems to be capable of bringing endless delight.
This does feel like a place where only sweet dreams could exist. Is there anything you'd like to try?
Eat the clouds. I look around, but my mind inappropriately leaps to that amusement park in Skyhaven. My heart aches with an inexplicable pain. The memory suddenly rewinds to the moment when his lips brushed against my ear. That burning sensation returns. I lower my gaze and point to the least conspicuous attraction among all the rides, the merry-go-round. I want to ride that one.
You're not interested in the thrilling rides? You dragged me to each and every one of them last time.
That's why I want to go on the ride we didn't get to. Caleb is stunned for a moment. A thin veil of darkness appears in his eyes. That sounds terrible.
So you won't be reminded of that Skyhaven amusement park. Alright.
Did he just gaslight me?
Isn't that what he does all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know? That's who he is.
Okay. Caleb, Caleb carefully tightens his grip on my hand and walks toward the merry-go-round. Did he? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, he said a lot of gaslighty, red flag things in this memory. A gentle, ethereal melody drifts through the air as the lights on the merry-go-round turn on one by one. I sit on a white carousel horse while Caleb takes the black one next to me. Do you remember the first time we went to that little garden? There was only a broken toy horse lying on the ground.
You looked very disappointed and asked why it couldn't be a merry-go-round.
Then you use your e-ball to make the toy horse. Why can't I say it? The toy horse float. You let me sit on it before you spun it around.
Unfortunately, I wasn't good at using my evol back then. The horse did one spin before collapsing. You fell.
The horses rise and fall in a steady rhythm, and our gazes meet at shifting heights. As my white horse slowly rises, I look at him. Caleb, I wanted to ride this because when I think back to those days, everything seemed more pure.
What do you mean by pure, exactly?
You weren't a gaslighting fuckface. I'm just kidding.
If I could, I'd go back to those days. Two people who met in a shelter. They were growing up together, without being so close to each other.
His black horse rises and our positions are reversed. As he looks at me, a somber fire burns in his gaze.
That's my idea of purity.
As the carousel spins, the colorful horses blur into swirling indistinct shapes. In the center of my gaze, only his face remains in focus. But you also missed those days when we were with Grandma, didn't you? Why else would you rebuild our home and try to make everything look the same as it did back then? The music ends and the merry-go-round stops spinning. The black and white horses return to the original positions. We make eye contact.
Because I keep having nightmares about it being blown up.
Damn. PTSD. The calmer his voices, the clearer the unconscious sounds he made during his nightmare were in my mind.
I thought the nightmares would stop if I rebuilt our old home.
My heart cries out in pain as if an invisible hand is squeezing it. I jump down from the horse and step forward to embrace Caleb. You could have told me sooner. Caleb freezes, then he slowly wraps his arms around my back and they tighten around me.
I miss the past. I really do. But I want more than that.
In his embrace, I look at him. It won't be just the past. Didn't we go on an adventure?
Yeah. Any adventure we have here will turn into sweet dreams at night. Right?
My hunter's watch suddenly sounds an alarm. The energy source has appeared. Caleb points at something nearby.
Is that it?
I look in the direction she's pointing in and see a tiny paper crane. Its colors are illuminated by light as it glides diagonally above the clouds. In this weightless space, it seems carefree as if it flies freely. I'm surprised the paper crane is the energy source for a massive place.
Maybe it contains all the wishes and energy of the person who folded it.
Caleb says this somewhat thoughtfully, then he immediately lowers his head and talks with his usual tone.
Didn't I also use a paper crane to get myself one night at your place?
You promised me 1,000 cranes. Don't try to get yourself out of that. He laughs, grabs my hand, and pulls me toward the clouds.
Let's deal with your mission first. Then we'll go home so I can continue making them.
If a wonderland where sweet dreams become a reality really exists, then our tightly clasped hands as we run and then our tightly clasped hands as we run and the smile on Kayla's face will appear in my dreams time and time again. Eh, got it. Are you okay? At the cloudy edge of the amusement park, we catch up to the paper crane. I reach out and it lands in my palm. Once I remove its energy, this place will disappear.
You're having second thoughts?
Does anyone want a wonderland to exist for a short period of time, especially one that only offers sweet dreams?
The old garden from our childhood never gave us any nightmares, right?
I pause and turn to look at him. His gaze is bathed in a soft light.
Whether a dream is good or bad depends on the people who appear in them. If you're in every dream I have from now on, it's okay if this place disappears.
It feels like soft, fluffy clouds have wrapped themselves around my heart, and an expanse of tenderness protects it as it races with joy. Damage! Because of our resonance, the energy within the paper crane transforms into countless shimmering particles that slowly flow through our bodies.
What the heck?
As they disperse, the clothes that Caleb and I are wearing unexpectedly transform into elegant formal wear. Okay? Is this what it feels like to be in a fairy tale? Caleb smiles and pulls me down to lie beside him. The clouds part as our bodies sink, and they quickly envelop us again.
Then, let's stay in this fairy tale for a while longer.
I raise my hand, my fingertips touching the soft wispy clouds. The delicate strands dissolve into nothingness. This magical place is slowly fading away. I decided to say the words that have been swirling in my heart for so long. Caleb, an old little garden can transform into a breathtaking wonderland one day. And even when you rebuild an old house and make it look exactly like it did back then, you'll realize everything inside is new. He raises his hand and slowly intertwines his fingers with mine.
Relationships between people can become something new as well, right?
Only if that's what you want.
I want it.
The fading clouds pass through our joined hands as midsummer's radiant glow sets the sky aflame. And the person beside me shimmers as bright as summer's morning sun. Oh. Everything... Oh.
Let's make this
Why do you do this? Everything we've experienced today will appear in my dreams.
dream even more unforgettable.
Let's release the paper crane we folded and let it drift into deep space.
That paper crane will be lonely if we leave it as is, though. You wanted me to fold
Said
you
the thing.
1,000 paper cranes when we were kids. What about now?
That's cheating.
They won't just be in deep space. They'll live on in my dreams. With you.
Aside from paper... Aside from paper cranes, is there anything else you want?
Of course. I want to have a place in your heart that's different from before. I want to share every adventure with you in the future, with this new role. Is that okay?
Hmm. I suppose. That's the future I hope we'll have, Caleb. Oh. What a train.
Want to do something more adventurous?
I think that said you already know my answer.
Adventures that only existed in dreams have become today's reality. Hold on tight. The train is about to leave.
You. This is what
Aren't we already doing that?
a wedding at
The future
Disneyland
is
would be
right
like.
now.
Magical and get fancy clothes that change into other clothes because of alien powers.
Expensive.
Not alien powers, no. Not alien powers. But magical powers nonetheless. After the dreamlike amusement park disappears, the true appearance of the area is revealed. Coincidentally, the small garden had been used to build a real children's playground. Oh. On this afternoon, with clear skies, sunlight bathes the small yard. Wearing a wide-brimmed straw hat, I crouched down while holding a young sapling. Caleb's shadow falls over me as he holds a shovel. He puts soil into the small hole he dug for the sapling.
That's good. Let it go, and we'll see if it stands.
I slowly release the sapling and it doesn't fall. Under the sunlight, its tender green leaves seem to glow. This outfit is so like Gen Z. And I like really low key like the that belt buckle whatever, like him having like a Labubu hanging there.
Oh my
Because that's
god.
literally what all
Don't.
that's literally what they all do.
No.
That's literally what they all do. I heard saplings grow incredibly fast and might be taller when you visit again. Caleb hands me a watering can before picking one up himself. He crouches down beside me to water the little sapling. It's a shame the tall pagoda tree is gone. We used to measure our heights against it.
When you were worried about not growing tall enough, you'd stand under that tree every week. I had to carve a mark for you with my pocket knife.
Caleb sets down the watering can and presses his first fist against his lips.
Let me tell you a secret. I was just messing with you when you thought you were growing taller.
Oh,
You couldn't see what I was doing, so I just carved the mark a little higher. You never noticed.
really, Caleb? At this point, you've been messing with me my whole life.
But you grew taller in the end, right? So it doesn't count.
I toss aside the empty watering can and try to tickle Caleb, but he quickly catches my arm. Caleb sits on the ground in the small garden. One hand is propped against the earth while his other arm is wrapped loosely around me. He tilts his head back to gaze at the sky.
You're right. Too bad the pagoda tree is gone. It could have backed up my story.
My hand pauses before resting on Caleb's shoulder. Don't be sad just yet. The little sapling will grow too. It'll witness many things.
Good.
Caleb raises his hand and plays with the necklace I gave him.
We'll wait for it to grow up together.
Is it an apple tree? Oh, it's over? I guess it is. That was a boring wedding.
A little bit. I don't know. At least you got to fly in a space train. I don't know why the train was there, honestly.
It was just like basically a magical dimension, but like, yeah, I also don't really know why there was a train. I guess because amusement parks have trains? I don't know. Okay, well that was a little boring. Your wedding sucked. Alright, Silas. Do better.
There's always a chance for Caleb to get a better wedding in the future, you know? A new themed renewal of vows.
You think they would do a new quintuple wedding banner?
Absolutely. They love money, don't they?
I mean, yeah, but like, how? How would you do that?
I don't know. None of this makes sense to me entirely, so I feel like they just do it and they don't have to explain it.
Yeah, it's just another cycle of
Mhm.
you know, whatever memory loss happens to you.
Oh God. Okay. Okay. Jeez.
This one looks spicy. Let's go.
Amy really wants spicy. Okay. Okay. As I push open the heavy door, the majestic and sacred hall I had imagined doesn't materialize. Instead, desolation greets me.
Oh shit.
LOL. Story of my life. I step into the great hall. Weeds sprawl across the floor. Rusty candelabra are toppled over, and withered vines climb the walls. The pattern on these walls are identical to the spatial anomalies reported in the news. I didn't expect to find one in the N109 zone.
This one is already vibier.
This is
Aren't
true.
you on your way?
I detected a metaflux fluctuation, so I got held up.
Is it serious?
It's not a wanderer, probably just fluctuations from the deep space tunnel.
That's good. But if you don't get here soon, I'll beat the game without you.
Huh? Give me a few minutes and put that controller down right now. You're not allowed to finish the game without me. I don't like these creepy crawly sounds. The spatial anomaly looks like an abandoned church, so there's not a lot to investigate. I'm just about to leave when something falls. Several yellowed books and rusty coins rest on different pews throughout the church. Weird, it's as if someone lived here.
Warning. Energy fluctuation levels in this space are rising. It's ill-advised to remain here for an extended period of time.
I should wait until the fluctuation levels stabilize, then I can do another investigation. The infamous leader of Anakinas, who strikes fear into people wherever he goes, is playing video games with me. LOL. But the real reason for my visit is so I can invite Silas to attend my senior's engagement party with me. There will be a lot of people, though. Will the association or his rivals recognize him if he's my +1? My player 2?
That's weird, sweetie. You lost again. Luckily for us, we're
Oh,
just
this is for
playing
the
games
gamers.
today. If these were real wanderers, they probably wouldn't share my interest in drawing cats.
Silas puts down the controller, picks up a marker, and leans in to add another stroke to my cheek. Also, loser is drawing whiskers on the other person's face? Or winner, I mean? You just got lucky.
High
You don't
stakes.
need to, you don't need to be smug about it.
No, I thought cats were supposed to be smug.
He gently tilts my chin to the side and I see my reflection in the mirror. He's already drawn enough cat whiskers on my cheeks. I can't believe I lost that many times. What were you playing? Super Smash Bros?
You didn't come all the way to the N109 zone just to play games and look like a cat, Ryan. I wouldn't mind if that was the case, though.
I hope you drew on
Mario
my
Kart
face
World.
with not a permanent marker. Lol. Of course, he noticed how distracted I was. Hesitant, I pull out the engagement party's invitation out of my bag. One of my seniors from school is getting engaged, so if you're free... He takes the invitation and examines it carefully. A gleam of delight flashes in his eyes.
You already know my answer. Was losing that many games worth it?
I hear her fiancé works at the Hunters Association, so there will probably be a lot of hunters at the engagement party. If your identity gets exposed and you become a target... He taps the tip of my nose with his index finger.
It's not like this is our first time interacting with a group of hunters.
True. But...
Wouldn't you say our past experiences have proven how good my acting skills and our rapport are?
no. His composed tone easily soothes my worries. I smile as I pick up the controller again.
Do you feel better now? You don't have an excuse not to do your best.
Huh, fine, let's play another round. Who said I wasn't doing my best? I was letting you win earlier.
You let me win that many times. You're too kind.
LOL. Now you return the favor. I beckon him to move closer with a come hither gesture.
A bet's a bet. I'm waiting for your magnum opus.
I pick up a marker and draw a tiny heart on Silas's face. Cute. Done. Once you see it, you'll admit I won fair and square. Silas turns to look at himself in the mirror. His smile widens.
It'll be more than just accepting defeat. I'll happily lose to you a few more times.
God. Man. This man is the best. He's Infold's favorite child.
Is he the most popular? Is there like a popularity poll?
I don't know, actually. I never Googled. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was him.
Biased.
Maybe. On the day of the engagement party, Silas unsurprisingly commands attention wherever he appears.
Sky,
mean,
do you know what she was like
He's
in
like
school?
10 feet tall.
That's why I'm here. I'd like to learn more about her past.
A hunter's work isn't easy. Since your job is in a completely different field, you need to be understanding.
Oh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, of course. I'm adapting to the pace of a hunter's lifestyle.
While he handles everything while he handles everything flawlessly, I still remain vigilant of our surroundings.
Is my performance not enough to put you at ease?
We're surrounded by hunters. Better safe than sorry.
My balloon!
A child's voice interrupts me as a pink balloon floats up before my eyes. I reach for it, but the string has already moved out of my grasp. Suddenly, Silas's arm appears and he catches the string.
Don't worry. The police and the Hunters Association say I'm not a kind-hearted person in their records.
LOL. His eyes crinkle as he forces himself to smile. He crouches down to give the balloon to the little girl running toward him.
Hi there. Is this your balloon?
Ah! Mommy!
Oh god. The little girl runs away. As her crying fades into the distance, Silas looks at me. He's confused.
You told me to smile at people with this exact angle.
Oh, well, he practiced. Okay. I hold back my laughter and reach out to help him stand up. You hardly see anyone in the N109 zone who makes you want to smile. You've gotten rusty.
You're not wrong. I only get plenty of practice when I'm meeting people with you.
He gives me a faint smile.
The more I practice, the better I'll get. Isn't that right?
I smile as I tie the pink balloon to his wrist. Let me teach you another trick for looking approachable. Bring something cute with you. Even the sternest face becomes twice as friendly.
Cute, huh? I already have that. Maybe you're not close enough for it to be obvious.
Oh. He suddenly pulls me close. With his arm around my shoulders, he looks at me.
I should look friendlier now that I have you and the balloon, right?
Wombo combo. Damn. Your engagement party is at freaking Disney Castle? As night falls, the party moves indoors. The lawn is empty and the lights glow as misty as it diffuses into the night sky. I sit with Silas on the steps outside. The pink balloon on his wrist is like a tiny exclamation mark in the tranquil night. Too bad we couldn't find that little girl. I wanted to return her balloon. I poked the balloon's smooth surface.
Let's just consider it a gift from her.
Someone's shameless. My fingertip moves from the balloon to Silas's face.
You're in a good mood today.
It's probably because you got a lot of chances to practice your smile.
Should I show you the results?
Oh god. Haven't you been doing that this whole time? My finger slides to his lips and gently touches them. I'll give you 99 points. His warm lips are pressed against the pad of my finger.
I guess I made significant progress. This is the highest score I've ever received.
You didn't really smile before.
Well, you said it yourself. Very few people in the N109 zone can make me smile.
Then what happened earlier? Silas pauses slightly. He lowers his gaze to look at me.
Why are you asking?
It's probably because of the party game. When my senior and her boyfriend were asked about each other's past, they both answered quickly. I hook my finger around the balloon string and pull it. The pink balloon partially hides my face.
Are you interested in playing a game like that?
I just imagined myself in that situation and realized I wouldn't be able to answer everything about you.
But everything they mentioned were happy memories. Ever since we met, I can talk for weeks about those.
Silas pushes the balloon aside with his hand and his gaze lands on my face.
There's today's balloon. The chances to practice my smile. Dancing with you here. and casual conversations while sitting on these steps. Instead of focusing on the parts of my past where you weren't present, I'd rather create memories with you.
Smooth talker. I pause before quickly resting my head against him. We look at the grass bathed in moonlight. I'm not actually surprised by Silas's response. He tends to avoid talking about his past for the most part. But in some corner of my heart, a subtle disappointment slowly creeps in. We've grown closer and entered each other's lives. The areas where we intersect have also increased. However, he's only opened a small crack for me to peer into when his past is involved.
Energy fluctuation levels in this space are currently stable. You may proceed with an investigation.
I push open the heavy church door for the second time. As I venture deeper into the building, the light becomes increasingly dim. The glow from my hunter's watch only illuminates a few meters ahead. Chess? Someone has the time to learn how to play chess in this dilapidated place. They must live a carefree life. My words echo throughout the empty church.
You as well. It seems you have the time to analyze someone else's hobbies in the same place.
Oh well. A familiar voice resounds from the doorway. Surprised, I turn my head to see Silas leaning against the entrance. He has his arms crossed. Why are you here?
I wanted to ask you the same question, sweetie.
I'm working. I'm here to investigate the spatial anomaly. Wait, how did you know I would visit? The fuck? A silhouette flashes past the window. A crow's cry, whether it's answering me or mocking me, I'm not sure, lingers outside. Mephisto. He really is a helpful bird.
It's just a coincidence. This place happens to be within Mephisto's usual patrol route.
What about you? Why are you here? He lowers his arms and slowly strolls into the church.
Spatial anomalies aren't restricted areas. That includes the ones in the N109 zone.
I still need to figure out if it's safe to enter and exit this space. You should leave first.
Is it unsafe? That's all the more reason for me to stay.
He walks up to me. Candlelight suddenly flickers to life in front of his hand. When I get a closer look, I see he produced a set of matches from who knows where. He strikes one to light a candelabrum besides the pew.
The church is massive. I doubt your watch will last long here.
Do you usually carry matches with you? I don't think I've seen you with them before.
It's just another coincidence.
He holds the candelabrum whilst extending his other hand toward me. I feel like there are too many coincidences today.
Wouldn't the biggest one be you discovering this place? And since coincidences brought us here, maybe it was fate that you needed someone to help you find your way.
For some reason, my heart feels lighter because of this unexpected encounter. Silas uses the lit candle in the candelabrum he's holding to light the other candles throughout the great hall. The darkness has gradually conquered one flame at a time. Bandages and gauze are scattered along the aisle. It's as if someone tried to use them but eventually tossed them aside in frustration. With all these medical supplies, do you think this place was used as a safe house?
It's a good choice. Most people wouldn't be interested in entering a rundown church like this. Very safe.
Silas is terrible at tending to his wounds. He always makes a mess of the bandages. Is this another coincidence? I turn my head and look at him thoughtfully.
Yes?
It's nothing. I just feel like you understand the person who stayed here.
People in need of safe houses think along the same lines.
His explanation is flawless, but it's not enough to dispel my suspicions. I pull Silas over to the windowsill where a yellowed old book lies.
Are you interested in this place, or in the person who used it?
He tightens his grip on my hand slightly, and I take the opportunity to pull him a little closer to the window. Bring the candle here. I can't make out any of the text. The heck? I'm being raided!
What? Hello?
Hello? LOL. Under the flickering candlelight, I brush away the dust from the book. Happy wedding day. It is happy wedding day. Double wedding day. So y'all missed the first one. But I guess nothing much happened. It's a worn atlas that meticulously documents the geographical layout of a technology center. According to various records, the N109 zone was a thriving tech hub 14 years ago. And then something that could be called evidence appears. Silas, look at the handwriting. Doesn't it look familiar to you? I show him the page with bold, untamed handwriting.
Aren't hunters supposed to investigate spatial anomalies? When did you become a detective?
My first wedding was Caleb. And I only pulled for Caleb and Silas. I saved the best for last. Caleb's wedding was a little boring. A little underwhelming. If you don't want to admit it, I won't force you, but you can't interfere with what I've discovered on my own.
All right, Miss Sharp-Eyed Hunter, who's also a detective. What else have you deduced from these simple clues?
The spatial anomaly didn't appear because of the recent deep space tunnel fluctuations. It's highly likely that it existed for at least 10 years.
It's true that deep space tunnel fluctuations have occurred more than once.
The flickering candlelight is reflected in his eyes. It's like a faint glow dancing among shadows. At the far end of the church stands a weathered pipe organ. I see several objects scattered across its keyboard. They're polished crystals of various colors. Now they're dull. Your fondness for shiny things hasn't changed a bit. I mutter quietly to myself, but it still reaches his ears. He sets the candelabrum aside and picks up a dust-covered crystal. He weighs it in his hand.
They're just ordinary crystals. Kids in the N109 zone used to pretend they were gems to impress people.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Thanks for stopping by. I wasn't expecting to be rated at the late. Well, thank you. I hope so too. People actually fell for that?
Maybe someone wanted to brighten up this dreary place.
I pause. Then I take the crystal from his hand to examine the marks of repeated polishing. Under what circumstances would a person want to decorate a safe house? I guess it'd be when someone starts treating a safe house as a home. He looks at me, and that gaze, which felt impossible to read, now seems to be comprehensible.
You'd be a good detective.
Oh. I suddenly step on something hard. I look down and discover several rusty bullet casings. Each one is marked with dark brown stains. Is that blood? I bend down to pick one up, but Silas quickly reaches out to stop me.
Don't look at those.
Oh. He has me sit down, then he places a finger on one of the organ's keys. The pipe organ that's been neglected for years produces a deep, muffled noise. Did the bullets that were extracted from flesh and still wet with blood make the same hollowed sound when they fell to the floor? Why did you choose this place as your safe house?
It was the first area I saw after coming here. Back then, this place wasn't called the N109 zone. And before I gained a footing here, this was my first safe house.
He turns to look at me, and a faint smile appears on his face. Oh well, okay. This card is already better. Like, it's going, like, so deep.
He's just better.
He is just better. He turns to look at me, and a faint smile appears on his face.
Or, you could say this was my first home.
For reasons I can't explain, my heart feels a sudden twinge of pain.
Warning. Energy fluctuation levels in this space are rising. It's ill-advised to remain here for an extended period of time.
Why are the fluctuation levels rising again?
Didn't you see the news, sweetie? The current deep space tunnel fluctuations are entering their final phase. The spatial anomalies they created are disappearing one after another.
Ready to leave, he pulls me to my feet, but I stay where I am.
Why aren't you moving? A good hunter knows when to quit while they're ahead.
Will this place disappear too? Hasn't it existed for a while?
Every intense fluctuation from the deep space tunnel creates new spatial anomalies while obliterating others. This place probably won't last for much longer.
Aren't you sad to see it go? After all, this place is...
I haven't been here in a long time.
He ruffles my hair.
If you hadn't found it, I probably wouldn't even remember what happened here.
His expression remains nonchalant, as if he's saying goodbye to something trivial.
Even if it vanished without a trace one day, I'll remember this place for a while longer. All because you visited it.
The candle in the nearby candelabrum has burned out. Its bluish-gray smoke slowly fades away. I look around this weed-covered place, and an idea forms in my mind. Wedding! Never mind. Will Silas's memory of his first home always be in this desolate state? There's a theory about the human brain. It's good at remembering results while forgetting the process. If the results are beautiful, then the pain experienced along the way gradually fades. If Silas could see what the church originally looked like, will the memory of his first home be preserved in a less gloomy image? I plan to secretly decorate the central area of the church to give Silas a surprise. One day later. Oh, you already got to it? I push open the door for the third time. Amazed, I stare at the church. It's been completely restored and everything is even more majestic than I imagined.
You arrived earlier than I expected.
Hella. Alright, alright. How did you...
Because I had the same plan as you.
LOL. Did you know I had a plan? What's with the formal clothes?
Weren't we going to create the most unforgettable memory before this place disappears?
Oh my god.
I always take occasions like this very seriously.
He leads me to a pew where a large gift box sits. Once it's open, it reveals an exquisite formal dress inside. I also have to dress up?
Did you think you'd be a spectator in the memory we're creating?
Warning. Abnormal fluctuations detected in this area. Its dissipation is imminent.
Your association system is very efficient.
I'm a little sad that, like, they don't outright just be like, will you marry me? Before this place disappears, should we do something you've never done before?
It sounds like you already have something in mind.
I scan the room, then I point at the withered vines that are strikingly out of place. Have you ever seen them bloom?
No.
Let's make them bloom. Oh, I pull Silas over to the pillar and place his hand on one of the vines.
Did you plan this?
Sights we've never seen before are the most unforgettable, right? Silas smiles as energy flows from his palm. I place my hand over his and resonate with him. Black-red mist winds through the entire church. Flowers of various colors bloom on every vine as far as the eye can see. The lifeless church is filled with light, and now it's bursting with vitality. The expression on Silas's face slightly softens at the sight of this transformation.
Why did you want to create a new memory for me here?
Because you looked sad. Because this is where you opened up about your past. He leaves me to sit on the stairs that ascend to the central platform. Candles illuminate both sides of the pews, and colorful light from the stained glass windows slants across the steps. At the far end stands that heavy door.
You were the one who chose to open the door.
What lies behind it aren't ruins anymore. He looks at me, and tenderness flickers in his eyes.
You are what lies behind this door now. I'll always remember the new memories you've given me. But the ones we can create here aren't limited to just these. People usually come here to exchange vows.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, that isn't something you can do alone.
Uh-huh. These evil flowers are blooming only because of our resonance. Huh? It's a shame these flowers won't last long.
There's something I want to do with you. Before they disappear.
Yes? Oh my god. Silas, will you be sad when everything that happened here vanishes?
It just means everything that happened here will become a secret between us. However, I hope we'll share more than one secret. I want more memories of us. Until they fill our future. And you?
Oh my god. I wish I could make all of your... What did that say? All of your wishes come true.
In that case...
Oh my god.
I want this wish to last forever.
Damn. He kissed the ring on my finger. Silas's like proposal is like way more proposal like than Caleb's. The church is fading away. Silas, are you brave enough to accompany me?
Always.
Oh my god. It's so
Maybe the
cool.
world outside is coming to an end. Doomsday and all that jazz.
This is the perfect time to create memories related to it then.
All right, let's create more memories with each other until Doomsday itself actually arrives.
Oh my god. They're really just going at it. The world outside isn't ending. The world outside isn't ending. In fact, it's peaceful beyond our imagination. Is this our honeymoon? We're playing video games? You lost again. On the sofa, I kick off my slippers, get on my knees, and move behind him. I take another colorful hair tie off my wrist. Silas, we can't let your enemies know you're a sore loser when video games are involved. As I say this, I grab some hair from the back of his head and tie it into a little ponytail with ease. Otherwise, they'd stop challenging you to card games and fights. They'll invite you to play video games instead.
You're not even this proud when you kill S-rank wanderers.
Of course, this is a rarer achievement than defeating S-rank wanderers. It's hard not to be proud. I turn his head to face me, staring at the little ponytail sticking out in all directions on his head. I can't help but touch them.
Something is wrong with the controller.
He's still being stubborn. Didn't I bring a pair of new ones? Where did you put them?
You're being very accommodating. Let me guess. There's a condition.
Oh my god, I just noticed the... I just noticed the little ponytail on his head. So cute. It's simple. If you lose in the next round, you'll let me take a photo of you. Deal? Can I just do it now? Oh, but I won't save. LOL. Silas not haggling when you... what? Silas not haggling when you make deals with him is one of the many indicators that shows he's in a good mood. He points out where the controllers are. I go there while thinking about the perfect angles for his photo shoot later. The shelves before me are lined with dull crystals, yellowed books, and an antique chess set. And tied to the railing on the side of the shelf is a familiar pink balloon. That's still inflated.
Did you find them?
I turn around. Astonished, I stare at the man walking towards me with tiny ponytails all over his head. So freaking cute. Since when did you become so sentimental, Silas? He smiles as he picks up the box of controllers with one hand while taking my hand with the other.
I haven't. I'm preserving as many of our shared memories as I can.
Isn't that being sentimental? His ridiculous hairstyle and matter-of-fact tone clash with the romantic sentiment he's expressed. But my racing heart tells me that I'll also cherish this moment until we reach our vow's set deadline. Silas, I sometimes think spatial anomalies return to where they came from, instead of disappearing.
Isn't that fitting? It's just like the things in this room.
He squeezes my hand even tighter.
Everything that happened, every word that was spoken, they're all preserved in deep space.
They are. Wow. That was beautiful. Well done. Wow. I shouldn't have pulled for Caleb's card if I knew it was going to be that boring. Oh.
Are you having buyer's remorse for Caleb?
A little bit.
That's unfortunate.
Just a little bit. I mean, like... Because, like, Silas's, like, wedding was just, like, so good. You know, he said all the smooth talking words, and the cinematics were nice, and it felt more like a proposal / wedding. Whereas Caleb's just, like, seemed like we were just quite literally at Disneyland. So, like, I felt like I got my money's worth from Silas, but not my money's worth from Caleb. And, you know, knowing how my polls went, I'm a little sad. Wait, did I go all the way?
Well, Caleb's the one that came early at the end, so there is that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Okay, so I didn't get the crate. But yeah, Caleb did come early. But I still lost my 50/50s. And my hard pity. Let's try these. Except I don't have this. How do I get this? The event? Yep. Alright. You have fun at my wedding?
Congratulations! I had fun at the second wedding. He had much better vibes.
What did you like about the
It was-
first wedding?
I mean, I think just the Disneyland. I don't know. It just kind of happened.
Yeah. Yeah, the Disneyland was not the vibe.
And the gaslighting, you know.
Oh my god, there was
Not a
so
good-
much
not a good start.
gaslighting. Oh my god, yeah. Caleb was gaslighting so much during that. Holy. Goodness gracious. I got 2 new 5 stars at one point. I'm so tired. Good card. Good wedding. Good vibes, good tone. Good animations, cinematics, or whatever. Good job, Silas. Good.
He never lets you down.
He doesn't. He really doesn't. And like, whoever does his script, my god. He speaks so well. Okay. Well, I was thinking about playing the other like new cards that I got, but golly, I'm so tired. So I'll just call it there. So GG's. I hope you guys had fun. Thanks for rating. Sorry to cut it short. I'm just too tired. So bye, Stree.